Hi, it's great to see you again in Derbyshire Kitchen. My name's Stuart, by the way. Now, today I've had a request for showing you how to make the perfect Yorkshire puddings to go with your roast dinner. Now, traditionally served with roast beef, but I don't think it matters. You can have it with whatever you want. So I'm going to start by showing you the ingredients and the equipment that you're going to need to get this underway. And I like to make my Yorkshire pudding mix well in advance of when I'm going to actually cook it, and I'll tell you why later. So here we have the ingredients that we're going to need, and I'll go through each one. So we're going to need 125 grams of plain flour, a pinch of salt, 200 millilitres of milk, preferably semi-skimmed or full fat, not skimmed, 3 eggs, and then to make it you're going to need a whisk, or you could do it with an electric whisk, that's absolutely fine. Big bowl for mixing, measuring jug, and a 12 cup bun tin or muffin tin. Now, if you've got a shallower bun tin, you could still use that, but you might have a bit of mixture left over. So my advice is fill up the holes if you've got a shallower tin, and if you've got a deeper tin, just only fill each one of them halfway when it comes to cooking. Okay, so that's what we're going to need. So again, 125 grams of plain flour, a pinch of table salt, 200 millilitres of milk, 3 eggs, and you beat them as well. And then here's your tools that you're going to need. Okay, so we're going to get going now. So into the bowl, put your 125 grams of plain flour. Okay, now some people say sift it. You can if you want to, but if you've got a good whisk, I don't think it really makes any difference. So in it goes. So I've got my flour in the bowl, and what you're going to need to do is just get your whisk, just put some flour up the sides and make it like a well, so it's got not much flour at the bottom and all your flour is round at the sides, like so. In the middle of the well, I'm just going to make that a bit deeper. In the middle of the well, just to put a little pinch of table salt in. Here we go. Just a little pinch will do. That's plenty. Right. Then you're going to want to beat up your eggs before you put them in. So just give those a quick beat up. Just makes it easier. You can just chuck it all in and whisk it and hope for the best, but I've just done this before and it's a tried and tested version, and you won't get any lumps if you do it like this. So yeah, so just give that a quick beat up so it looks like that. Pour your egg mix into the middle, okay, and just a tiny bit of out of your 200 millilitres of milk, just that's it, just a bit. And then what you're going to do is start in the middle and just go round and round and round with your whisk like this. And what you're doing is you're gradually drawing in flour from the side of your mixing bowl. And you're doing this gradually to avoid getting lumps. Now when it starts to get thick and your arms start to hurt, gradually add a little bit more of the milk in, and off we go again, round and round and round. And then again a little bit more of the milk. And we'll just keep whisking it round, drawing all that lovely flour into the middle of the batter mix. A little bit more milk. Just the trick is just to do it gradually. And you can see, look, I'm getting a really nice smooth batter coming in there. Just keep it going, and then put the last bit of the milk in. A bit more. That's it. Save this because you're going to need this in a minute. And then give it a good whisk up. When you've done that, put that there, pour it back into the jug. That's it. Make it all go in there. Okay. Now, what I tend to do is pop that in the fridge until I need it. I'll come back to that later. Now, I did say, didn't I? I would say make this in advance, because in the middle of basting your roast potatoes and checking on your meat and doing your veg and everything, you don't want to do all that. So if you've just got that ready, pop it in the fridge, and then you're going to need that around about 20 minutes before you want to serve. Cook these 20-25 minutes or so, give or take. And before you cook them, what you want to do, prepare your tray. So get your baking tray, and this is what I didn't show you at the beginning, which I am now. You're going to need some lard or fat, any kind of fat. Sunflower oil I use. Right, put a little bit of sunflower oil just to cover the bottom of each part of the tray. Go out here, then you'll be able to see. So a little bit of fat goes into each one. This is crucial. You've got to do this in advance of cooking. And then you've got to turn your oven on and up to as high as it will go. Mine goes up to about 275. That could be a bit excessive, but I reckon around about 240, 250 degrees Celsius is what you want. And then you want to preheat the oven, then put this into the oven, all right? And you leave it in there, I think, for about 10 to 15 minutes before you're going to want to start cooking, because the Yorkshire puds, once you put them in the oven, will take 15 to 20 minutes to cook through properly. Okay, so you're going to do this even more in advance. Okay, pop these in. It's all about the timing as well. So put them into the oven around about 250 degrees, so a preheated oven, and what you're going to do is you're going to get this fat as hot as you possibly can, so you can even smell it begin to kind of smoke. Is that hot? Like when if you're cooking pancakes, you just get your pan and your fat really, really hot. Okay, so that's what we're going to do next. So I've put the fat obviously into this Yorkshire pudding tin or muffin tin or baking tray, whatever you're going to use. I'm going to put it in the oven now. It's preheated to 240 degrees, and I'm going to get this really hot. It's going to take around 10 to 15 minutes. When you can smell it sort of almost smoking, you know it's ready to go in with the batters. So let's just go and put this in the oven. In it goes, and we'll wait about 10-15. So I've got the batter mix out of the fridge, and I've got it in a jug. It's really important to have it in a jug so you can pour it very quickly into the bun tin or muffin tin, whatever you're using. So the fat is just about ready. Now this is the crucial thing with Yorkshire puddings. You've got to be quick. You've got to put this batter mix in while that fat is sizzling hot. Be really careful when you're doing it, and then you've got to get it back in the oven and shut the door as quickly as you can, and do not open the oven door. Okay, so let's go to it. Right, so now's the moment of truth. We've got our fat really hot, and I can smell it. It's kind of smokingly hot now. So I'm going to put a little bit of this into each of the compartments. So here we go. As I say, you've got to be so careful and so quick. So I'm just going to do it like this. Oh, it's so hot. See it as it goes in. Quick, so it's sizzling away. It doesn't matter if they're all different sizes. The last one. Here we go. Right, get rid of that. Quickly get it in, put it in the middle of the oven on the middle shelf, shut the door. Okay, give it about 1 or 2 minutes just to get going, and then reduce the temperature to around about 200 or 180 depending on your oven. Okay, and just keep an eye on them, and they should start to rise now. Okay, so they've been in there about a minute now, so I've just turned it down to 200, and you're really going to want to just keep an eye on them, but I would say around about 15 to 20 minutes, so we'll set it to 18 and then start it off, and just keep a check. Now, in about 2 minutes time, you're going to do, if you have got an oven door that opens like mine, you're just going to like peel it back ever so slightly just to let the steam out, and then this will give you a crispier Yorkshire pudding. We're not quite ready to do that just yet, but if you can have a look in here, you can just see how already they've only been in there about a minute and they're starting to rise already. And can you see they're beginning to like get brown? And that's why you need to turn the oven down so they don't burn on the tops. Okay, slight singeing is fine, but we don't want them burned. So look, I'm just going to carefully let the steam out. So carefully, just an inch. That's it. Back in again, and that's all you need, and then leave it. Okay, so we'll have a look again in about 5 minutes time and see what's happening to them. The crucial thing with Yorkshire puddings is hot with the fat, and then don't open the oven door wide, otherwise it'll just sink again. Okay, so let's have another look in about 5 minutes. So as you can see, they've already started to rise really nicely, so I'm happy with those. We'll check again in another 5 minutes. So here's after another 5 minutes, and they're starting to look really golden. Now, if I was to take them out now, they will probably be still a bit doughy at the bottoms. If you like them like that, then that's fine. I'm not so keen. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn the oven down a bit lower, because I don't want them burning. So I'm going to turn mine down to about 170. I think they're just about ready to come out of the oven now, and they look really good. So here we go. Look at those. That's what you're looking for in a Yorkshire pudding. See, they're all different sizes, but you know, don't really mind. Take the big one, take the small one, whatever takes your fancy. Bony Yorkshire puddings, I'd say. Thanks for watching, and enjoy making the Yorkshire puddings. Please send me your feedback and tell me how you got on.